Today I'm going to be giving an update on my R56 Mini Cooper, so stay tuned. Welcome to Crafty Workshop Builds. Today I'm going to be talking about my R56 Mini Cooper. So a lot of people have been wondering and asking what's going on with the Mini, if I still have it or did I get rid of it. So the short answer is no, I didn't get rid of the Mini. I still have it and I don't have any plans of getting rid of it. So I'm just going to bring things up to speed and give you guys an update of what's going on with the car and so on and so forth. So the Mini that I have is a 2007 R56 Mini Cooper S. And I've had that car for about 8 years. And I did a lot of mods. I wouldn't say a lot, but a decent amount of upgrades to that car when I got it. But when I started working on that car, I didn't have the channel yet. So that's why a lot of the stuff that I did to that car, it's not posted in any videos online. But again, I still do plan to keep the car, and of course I'm going to do more mods to it, so you guys could always look forward to those videos when I do get the chance to do the mods and so on and so forth. So now I'm going to go over some of the performance mods that I've done to the car so far. So when I first got it, one of the first mod that I did was the cold air intake, and I did the downpipe after that. Then the two charge pipes, the charge pipe at the front and the charge pipe at the back. I also did the front mount intercooler, and I put a stage 2 tune on it. So everything was good after that, and I was driving the car around and I noticed I had a misfire. So before I did all of that, when I first got the car, I had a misfire that would come and go, but when I did all these mods and the tune, I noticed the misfire, it just wouldn't go away. So after some figuring out and searching, I realized that I had a cracked exhaust valve. So I had to remove the head and fix the valve pretty much. So I replaced all the exhaust valves and I cleaned all the intake valves, and I put everything back together, and I used ARP head studs to clamp the head on. So I went ahead and I also installed a med kit to prevent that from happening again. So that will help to keep the engine temperatures down, so I don't have or end up with another burnt exhaust valve. So the handling on the Mini, when it relates to like going around corners or switching lanes on the highway, it does pretty well with that. When I did the coilovers on that car, I felt like it was such a great upgrade that I didn't need anything else. But nonetheless, I still went ahead and I did the rear sway bar, and it made it even better. It made the handling even better. But that's actually the reason why I didn't do the front sway bar, and I didn't mess with any of the control arms or anything like that up front, because for me the handling, like it works so well already with the two things that I have on it that I just didn't feel the need to do anything else. And again, recently when I did the harness bar, that even helped with the handling as well. So I'm assuming that the Mini, because it's a short body car and it's not longer like most other cars, the chassis doesn't twist that much. So that's what I'm assuming why the handling is like so good. It's like it's nimble. It sits on the road. When compared to my GTI, I had to do a lot more work to my GTI to get it to handle better than my Mini. So again, all I did was just the coilovers and the rear sway bar, and that was enough for me to say, okay, all right, this is pretty good handling. And another thing that relates to handling is the brakes. I still have the stock brakes in the Mini, but the stock brakes in the Mini is actually not bad. When I get to the limit with that brake is when I'm like braking a lot. Like if I'm driving, like if I'm doing a lot of braking, then I guess it heats up and like quickly, and I guess it just reduces the stopping power. But like if I'm not braking a lot, that brake it bites harsh, and it slows the car down pretty good. So I think that's the only issue with the stock brakes. Like if you're not like using it a lot, it'll work, like it'll slow the car down. So the reason why I'm saying that is because when I compared the stock brakes and the Mini to my GTI, the stock brakes and the Mini is like way better. Like I feel like it's a big difference. So the GTI, right away I could tell that the stock brakes, like it wasn't enough to hold the car down. as soon as I added more horsepower to it. But when I did all these performance mods on the Mini, I felt like the stock brakes, it was still good enough to like slow the car down. But again, it only start fading away if I use if I'm constantly on the brake. So that's the only reason why I'm planning to upgrade it. So as to which big brake that I'm gonna go with, I'm not sure yet. I'll see and figure it out. But yeah, so that's it for the brakes. And for the general mods, I have quite a few general mods, but I'm just gonna highlight a few. So I did the boost gauge, and it's a mechanical boost gauge as well. So I for some reason I prefer the mechanical boost gauge because I think that's giving me the true reading. I know there's an option for you to get a digital boost gauge as well, but again, I personally don't like that. I want to get the boost from directly from the source, so I pretty much bypass the computer. So I got the boost gauge. I have a temperature gauge, and I did the rear seat delete. So those are the general mods that I'm gonna highlight. So for the boost gauge, I'm gonna do an overview in that video, because again, when I did that install, I didn't have the channel, and so I didn't have the opportunity to film it. So some of the things I'm gonna handpick some of the stuff that I did to the Mini like previously and like do an overview. So overview pretty much means I'm just gonna showcase the parts that I used for the upgrade, and how I did it, and the function and the benefits and so on and so forth. I don't know why they didn't send the Mini from the factory with a water temperature gauge. I mean, I don't know why, but I feel like that's something that we need to see. Like, we need to check to be able to see the temperature in the car. I feel like that wasn't like, yeah, again, I'm not, I mean, I don't know why they did it, but I need to be able to tell the temperature of the car. So I need to be able to tell when it's warm enough for me to start driving, to drive the car as I want to. So so I will be doing an overview on that. And I know that you could probably get some type of software to plug into the OBD2 and be able to read the water temperature gauge like that. Or I believe some of the R56 minis, you could like go in the menu, in the menu, and like search around and find the temperature gauge. But I didn't want to do all of that. Again, I want to have a mechanical gauge that's going to give me the temperature directly from the source, so I know exactly what the temperature is, and that's pretty much it. So again, I've had this car for about 8 years, and this was my first boosted car. Back then, I would have gotten the JCW, but compared to the price, when you compare the S to the JCW was like a lot more expensive, and I couldn't afford that car at the time. But I mean, it is what it is. I have the S now, and I'm not gonna get rid of it just to get a JCW. I thought about it, but it wouldn't make any sense. If I had to do it now, if I had to get an R56 now, I would definitely get a JCW version, simply because of the extra stuff that it comes with, that I like. I like the front and rear bumper. I like the side skirts, and I like the exhaust tip from the JCW. I mean, the turbo, I mean, I could always upgrade my turbo to like any turbo. I mean, the turbo is like one of the easier things to get I guess get my hands on, but everything else is just like, it's I mean, right now for me to get it, it's like pretty much spending the money of a JCW. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna buy an S to then put all the JCW stuff on it, you probably might as well just buy a JCW. But again, if you don't have, you can't afford it, you can only afford an S, like my situation back then, I mean, it is what it is. And as for the exhaust, I do plan to do something with the exhaust. I mean, I like the way how the Mini sounds right now, but I did do the cat let's downpipe. But what I didn't mention, I also did the muffler delete. So the exhaust pipe under the car, I cut it out and I just put a straight piece of pipe, and that's what gave me the unique sound that I have right now. I think I want to like do a full exhaust because I still have the stock tip, but that's for something for me to figure out like in the near future, or maybe in the far like distant future. But that's not really on the top of the list right now, but I'll figure it out, and whatever I figure out, I'm definitely gonna make a video on it and post it. So recently I had to fix a clutch line. It was leaking and I had to fix, made a video, posted it. Not sure if you guys saw that. And I also did the oil catch can replacement. I still have the other oil catch can to replace, so stay tuned for that as well. And as for the near future, what do I have planned for the near future for the Mini? I need to rebuild the rear calipers, and I think I might upgrade the radio and the speakers. I'm still on the fence for that, but we'll see. For the long term upgrades, like stuff that I need to do, like I have to do it, is a clutch upgrade. I still have a stock clutch in the car, and I feel like it's starting to slip right now, so eventually I'm gonna have to upgrade that. I just need to figure out which setup that I'm gonna go with. And again, I did mention about the big brake and a turbo. I might upgrade the turbo, so again, I'm still on the fence. I mean, a lot of these upgrades I'm still deciding. I don't really like to talk about specifics about stuff that I plan to do, but again, this is just a general update on the car, and I feel like it would make sense for me to put out some of the possibilities, even though I don't like doing that, because if I end up doing something else, then it might be like, oh hey, you said you were gonna do that, you didn't do it. I mean, I'm just giving an update on the car. Alright, so just to answer the question that some people might be asking is, why are you keeping an R56 Mini? Why don't you just get another car, or whatever the case may be? Well, for me, I like the way how the R56 Mini looks, and I just like the fact that it's a turbocharged Mini Cooper. When I compared it to the R53, because I do like the R53 as well, but the only difference for me is that the R53 is a supercharger and the R56 was the first turbocharged one. So that's the reason why for me the R56 is always going to be the go-to. You do have the F56 that came after, and it's a faster car, but the reason why I still prefer the R56 is because of the size. I mean, I like the fact that the R56 is like right in the sweet spot. It's not too big and it's not too tiny as the classic Mini, but yeah, for me it's just the right size, because when you start making the Mini bigger and bigger, like for me it's not really a small car anymore, and I feel like that small form factor is what gave that Mini that iconic like look and feel and vibe. So those bigger Minis, I'm not a big fan of it. I just think the sweet spot for me is the R56 Mini, and that's why the year of the car doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and the mileage and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter. If I like the car, I like it, and that's it. If they come out with a newer Mini that I end up liking, that doesn't mean I'm no longer gonna like the R56. I'm still gonna like it regardless. So that's the reason why I'm keeping the Mini, and I don't have any plans on getting rid of it. So if you're new here, feel free to check out some of the other Mini videos that I made. I know I mentioned that I didn't start making videos until afterwards, but I still did make some videos on the Mini, so feel free to check out the playlist. I will link it in the description below, and let me know which Mini is your favorite Mini in the comment section below. Let me know if you have any questions about mods, upgrades, maintenance stuff about the R56 as well in the comment section below. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.